peu de...
Hello everybody, my name is Lisa, and you might know me as Rowan, Seamus, and Scotty's mom. Say hi guys.
Hi.
Hi.
And I'm Dale, their dad, and Lisa's husband.
So I am a baker and I own a bakery. My bakery's name is Bake Lethbridge, and me and the kids are doing a lot of baking classes during the time that you are off school due to COVID. So we have decided that we would do some of our baking classes in English and in French. Now, lots of you know that my French is pathetic. So Rowan and Seamus and Dale are here to do their part in French. And today we wanted to show you and demonstrate homemade pizza crust. So we are going to make some pizza for dinner and we are going to show you how to do that so you can make absolutely delicious pizza at home. Do you guys want to say that en français?
Tu peux faire bon pizza, du bon pizza et vraiment bon.
Puis tu peux mettre n'importe quoi sur ton pizza, c'est ta ou ton choix. Fait que on a tous les ingrédients ici. Aussi, si tu manqué le début, Lisa est la propriétaire de Bake Lethbridge. On travaille très fort. Puis on va faire des petites vidéos pour beaucoup d'affaires. Aujourd'hui, c'est pizza, puis la prochaine, ça va être quelque chose de très différent, comme on va faire des pretzels, on va faire des biscuits, fait que...
Muffins, cookies, cinnamon buns, lots of yummy stuff. So hopefully you'll follow along with us and we can do lots of baking together while we are all off school and learning in non-traditional ways. So let's get started. We are going to make pizza crust from scratch. And we are going to start, Rowan and Seamus, do you want to go through the ingredients and the supplies?
Okay.
Actually, would you like to introduce yourself so that everybody knows who you are?
Hi, I'm Rowan and I'm 9 years old.
What grade
Bonjour.
are you? And who's your teacher?
Bonjour, je m'appelle Rowan et je suis 9 ans. I'm in 3rd grade and my teacher is Madame Sarah. I'm in je suis dedans le 3e année et ma prof est Madame Sarah. Je m'appelle Seamus et je suis 7 ans, 8 ans et ma prof est, je suis dans 2e année et ma professeure est Madame Marie-France. My name is Seamus. I'm 8 years old and I'm in grade 2 and my teacher is Madame Marie-France.
And our daughter's name is Scotty, and she's going to sit this one out today. So do you want to go through our ingredients?
Okay.
En français? En français.
Tu besoin du yeast.
How much? One package.
One package.
Or 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast.
Teaspoon sucre. 1 teaspoon sugar. Une tasse l'eau comme warm. 1 cup warm water.
2 1/2 cups flour.
Dur aid me. Dur aid me tasse
de farine.
farine. 2 1/2 cups flour. Dur tablespoon l'huile. 2 tablespoons oil. 1 teaspoon salt. No, sel.
And then bowl and spoon.
Bol. Cuillère.
Pizza pan. Oh, what's pizza pan en français?
And
We'll do that one in,
m'excuse, je
we'll do
vais
that one in
rechercher c'est
English.
quoi.
Rolling pin. And that's it. And then whatever you would like for toppings. Do you want to tell them what we're putting on our pizza today? We are vegetarian.
Des tomates, du
Oignon,
oignon,
on
des
a
pepper,
piment,
du piment et
ananas.
ananas, yeah.
Wonderful. So our kids do lots of baking at home. So I'm going to ask them lots of questions that they know the answer to. Boys, what's the very first thing we do when we're baking?
Tu laves tes mains, you wash your hands. Et si tu as du long cheveux, tu le tailles.
Thank you. We tie our hair back if you want an apron, and we definitely wash our hands. Washing our hands is important to get the germs off. It's extra important right now while we're all trying to cut down our risk of getting the coronavirus.
Et préchauffer la four.
So everybody at home, just take this minute to go and wash their hands. The other thing we need to do is,
I already said
did you say that? Okay. Is we're gonna set our oven, okay? Now, this is a good opportunity to talk about mommy-daddy jobs and kid jobs, okay? So Seamus, what is an example of a mommy-daddy job?
Mettre le pizza dans le four. No.
Okay, so
It's a mommy.
So anything that is a mommy-daddy job has to do with safety. So if you're not safe doing it on your own, or if you need supervision and have your mommy and daddy help you out a little bit, or watch, Rowan's just gonna put hand sanitizer on us. If you need your mommy and daddy to help or watch, that's likely a mommy-daddy job because it has to do with safety. So things like using the mixer or starting the oven.
Or a knife to cut your ingredients for the pizza.
That's right. Thank you, Dale. Anything that doesn't have to do with safety that your mommy and daddy wouldn't mind you doing on your own is a kid job. And that would be something like maybe cracking eggs.
But there's no eggs in here.
Do you want to say that in French?
Travail pour les enfants sont mélanger les choses et briser mettre les toppings,
Mais pas couper les toppings.
oui, pas couper.
Okay.
Mais si tu es comme 10 ans où tu sais comment vraiment bien, tu peux comme peut-être.
All right. So Rowan, would you like to tell everybody to set the oven to 425?
Préchauffer ta four à 325.
Thank you.
325.
Did you say 325 or 425?
Did you say 425?
Non. Fait que, juste, je m'excuse, mais c'est pas 3,25, c'est 4,25.
425, everybody. Yep, we're gonna set it to 425. Thanks, Rowan. Okay, so after our oven is set to 425, we're gonna get started on our pizza crust. Now this is a super easy and delicious pizza crust, so I don't want anybody to be intimidated. We're not even gonna let this rise very long, okay? So what we're gonna start with is we need to activate our yeast. Now yeast needs to come alive, and how it does that is we're gonna add some warm water to it, okay? Do you want to say that en français?
Tu vas mettre du warm water, warm l'eau dans le bol.
Fait que de l'eau, c'est pas chaud, mais c'est pas froid. C'est entre les deux.
So you need one package of yeast. If you're using a bottle of yeast, one package is equivalent to 2 1/4 teaspoons. Dale?
Fait que un paquet de yeast, c'est l'équivalent de 2 et encore tasses de thé.
Okay, so boys, put the yeast into your bowl. And now, this next step is really important. You do not want to add hot water and you do not want to add cold water.
Ou tu vas tuer ton yeast.
What you're looking for is water that has had the chill taken off of it, okay? So sort of like a lukewarm water. And you need 1 cup of lukewarm water into your yeast. You see that? That's important, Dale.
Maintenant, un coup que tu as mis ton yeast dans le bol,
Tu veux quand même mettre un tasse de l'eau warm.
You can tell them that warm yeast, hot water on your yeast will kill it.
I already said that.
Oh, lovely. Okay, now I want you to put that down, Ron.
fait que
Now
si,
give that one.
si tu mets ton eau trop chaude dans le bol, ça va tuer le yeast.
Now give that one quick stir and leave it for a minute, okay, to activate.
Et ça
Seamus?
va puer. Oui, ça va puer.
Ça pue un peu.
Okay, now
Yes, it could.
put your spoons down, guys,
Mom,
and let it
it's
activate.
already a frothy.
Awesome. Do you want to tell them you want it to be frothy and foamy and stinky?
Fait que
Put your spoon
après
down,
une minute,
Seamus.
après une minute, ça va faire un genre de mousse, puis ça pue un peu. Leave it.
I'll take the bowl. You've already stirred it. I want you to leave it now. Okay, now while we let that sit for a couple of minutes and let it activate, the next ingredients that you want to get out are 1 teaspoon of sugar. How do you say that? Don't put it in yet, boys.
Thé de sucre.
2 tablespoons of oil.
2 tablespoons de oil.
1 teaspoon of salt.
Un thé de sel.
And 2.5 cups of flour.
Et 2,5 tasses de farine.
And once our yeast and our water sit for a minute, the rest of those ingredients can be dumped into your bowl, and then we're going to mix it around. Can you say that all Français?
Fait que après,
Après 1 minute, on peut mettre tous nos restes de notre ingrédients dedans. Mais pas comme des toffees.
Thank you.
so is it 1 minute exactly, or? is
I
it
didn't say
2?
1 minute, did I?
said
You
after.
leave it for a few minutes, yeah. So, you can, if you have a stand mixer with a dough hook, you can also use that and that will work wonderful. Your dough will turn out really beautiful with a stand mixer and a dough hook. Today we're just going to use a bowl and a spoon.
Parce qu'on sait pas beaucoup de les personnes
Stand mixer.
pas un stand mixer.
And a dough hook. But a spoon and a bowl will work well for this recipe too. Because remember, we don't want to fuss. We don't want anything that's too hard to do. And your hands.
It's me.
That's right. You are going to do that.
That's it.
Okay, so what we're going to do is our yeast is sort of frothy. And does it stink a little bit, guys?
Yep.
Yes, okay.
It's kind of like beer.
It does smell like beer, yeah. Because there is
There's
yeast in
yeast
beer.
in there.
So we're going to put in our 1 teaspoon of sugar. And we're going to put in our 2 tablespoons of oil. Try not to spill out, boys.
Oil.
That's okay, put it all in. 2 tablespoons of oil, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt.
Oh, rolling this.
Awesome.
Oh, look at my bubbles.
And your 2.5 cups of white flour.
Fait que maintenant, c'est temps de mettre toutes les mesures d'ingrédients dans le bol. Et on va mélanger ensemble.
And at the beginning, it's going to be easy to stir, but then it's going to get a little bit tough.
Et ça, c'est quand tu peux utiliser tes mains. That's when you can use your hands.
Fait que, au début, tu vas commencer avec une cuillère, mais au début, ça va être très facile, mais après 30-40 secondes, ça va devenir très difficile. Puis, c'est là que tu veux.
Et le farine, ça colle à les murs et la comme en dessous. Alors, comme scrape, ça.
Are you talking about flour hiding on the bottom and the sides? Awesome. Flour loves to hide on the bottom and the sides, so make sure you scrape it all down. And I want you to stir this up really good.
Is this when I can use my hands?
I wouldn't yet. No, here. Okay. Stir it up real good. How are you doing, Seamus? Do you need a hand? You okay?
The thing with French, she does not, when I'm speaking French, she does not know what I'm saying.
That's true. I know some words.
I feel like I'm going broke. The smell.
You don't like the
Did
smell?
you say there's beer in?
No, there's yeast in here.
Oh, is that what makes beer kind of smell?
Do you want me to help for a second, Seamus?
Tell me next.
Hey, yours is looking good, Ron. Can I see?
Yeah. Is mine? Is this gonna make
You want me to do that?
So it should come together in a ball. It's a little bit sticky, but I want you to stir it really well until it comes together in a ball. Okay?
Comme
Like
ça.
so. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swivel you around here. Now, on your counter, I want you to put a little bit of flour. If you don't put the flour down, your dough will stick. Do you want to say that, Rowan?
Si tu mets, on va mettre du farine parce que si tu mets pas la farine, la dough va coller.
No, you can just wait, darling.
No, afterwards.
Mom's-
Surface.
Mom's going to show them this part, okay? So if you're using a stand mixer with a dough hook, you won't need to do this part, but because we aren't, I'm just going to flour my surface and the top of my dough really well. And I'm just going to turn my dough and use the heel of my hand, turn and push down with my heel, turn, push down with my heel, turn, push down with my heel, and we're just gonna knead this dough really nice until it comes together. Don't be afraid to use extra flour if you need it because you don't want it to stick, okay? So just keep on turning it and pushing down with the heel of your hand, okay? Do you guys want to see that en français?
I don't know.
Deal? Do you know how to do that?
Fait que tu veux, un coup que tu as mis ton mixture sur la farine, sur le comptoir, tu vas tourner, puis
Nice.
tu pèses avec la balle de ta main,
Et ça va regarder comme
puis
ça.
ça va, ça va devenir une balle de même après.
Okay, so now while I do this second one, I'm just going to put this off to the side and let it sit. This dough doesn't need a whole bunch of rising, but ideally, if you let it sit for about 10 minutes, your dough will grow a little bit and it will get nice and soft and fluffy.
But today we're not going to do that because we don't
That's
have
right.
that much time.
Today we're going to speed it up and we're not going to let our dough rest very long because
Et dedans la, quand on met comme les toppings dessus, ça va rise aussi.
What did you say, Ron?
Because when we're
Fait que
putting,
tu vois qu'elle
when we're
tourne,
putting,
elle flippe, elle tourne, elle flippe.
Thank you.
because when we're putting our toppings on, it will rise a little bit.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave these to sit for a few minutes, and while we let them rest for a few minutes, the boys are gonna grate some cheese, okay? So I'm gonna swivel you back around. There you go. Okay. There you go, Ron. Go right ahead, Ron. You can do whatever you want.
5, that sounds.
Bon, like this.
Oh.
Okay, so now is a great time for everybody at home to cut up your toppings. So if you're using something like onions or peppers, cut those up into small pieces.
Not dans temps de comme préparer tous tes
Puis,
toppings.
puis aussi, c'est important de mettre un peu d'huile sur les pains.
Very important. You need oil on your pan so that your pizza dough doesn't stick. How are you doing, boys?
Good.
Do you want to talk about pineapple on your pizza? It
Well,
seems
that's
to be an
not-
argument.
It's
Here in our house, we're on Team Pineapple.
Beaucoup, ouais. Mais je pense que le monde, il y a un 50-50 bataille royale avec.
And if you don't have pizza sauce at home, that's okay. Just use a can of pasta sauce and it works just as well and it's delicious too.
Fait que si t'as pas une canette de la sauce à pizza chez nous, chez vous, juste, tu peux mettre juste une normale canette ou bouteille de sauce pour les pâtes.
Can you grate this part, please?
Okay.
Mom, can you grate this part? I'm afraid I'm gonna.
So I think while they finish off that, I will show you how to roll this out. Okay, so if you're real fancy and you want to pretend like you're on the movies,
Like me, that's why I can do that.
or you're fancy enough and you can toss dough, but I'm going to show you how to do it with a rolling pin, okay, Rowan? It's not helpful, honey.
Can I roll
Okay.
one?
So just take your round circle, and what you're going to do is take your rolling pin and roll it out a couple times this way, and then pivot it and roll it a few times this way, and pivot it this way. And if you're having a hard time getting it to stretch out as big as your pan, you can also pick it up and it will start to stretch out this way as well, okay? Rowan, can you wait, please?
I'm doing it right.
Okay, and then you can finish it off if you'd like a nice smooth surface with the rolling pin. Seamus, honey, mommy has to show, okay? Okay, now just to make sure that it's the right size, take your pan here and hold it over your dough and just make sure that it's going to be big enough because you want it to hang over the edge a little bit so that you've got a crust, okay? So I'll show you how to put it on your pan. So I'm just going to move that so you can see. And that was on a floured surface,
People
okay?
can do it to the wound.
So make sure you try
Can
and
you
center
do it
your
to
pizza
the
crust. And then you can take your crust and sort of pinch it with your fingers here. Do you want to finish pinching? Hey, Dale, do you want to say that en français?
Fait que quand c'est fini, puis t'as un genre de rond à peu près la même largeur de ton assiette de four, tu peux pincer tous les côtés que ça va faire une croûte autour de la pizza. Tu peux faire très gros ou très mince.
Okay, very good. Seamus, do you want to hold yours up without it sliding off and just show them sort of what it
You'll
looks
have to
like?
get into the camera a little more.
Over here, darling. Okay, awesome. So Seamus sort of pinched his crust over here. And Rowan's working hard at this other one. Now don't be too aggressive with your crust. Awesome.
Looks like I'm going to be making a square pizza today.
Nope, we're gonna stick to round, okay? And just remember, if you're having a hard time, you can stretch it out like this. And
You're gonna make a hole in it.
pop it on your pan.
Et aussi, si tu fais des trous, tu peux réparer des trous.
Not really with oil on it.
Yep. Rowan, yours was not ready for your pan and you rushed it.
Okay, so
All right, perfect. Now what do we need to do?
top it.
Top it. Okay.
Maintenant, c'est temps pour la sauce.
Seamus!
So.
Seamus ran off. Halfway through the job. All right.
It's time
Here
for the
you go.
sauce.
Sauce. Move the cheese.
Tell them what you're doing en français.
On met de la sauce. Sauce.
Okay, so start.
I know.
On va prendre une cuillère, puis
Et met pas la sauce jusqu'à la...
bordure.
oui, la bord de la sauce.
Fait que c'est mieux si tu commences avec comme 2 cuillères, puis tu mets partout. Si c'est pas assez, tu mets une autre cuillère.
Et on va heavy avec la sauce.
Okay.
You're telling them not to go all the way to the crust, right?
I already said that.
Okay. Lovely.
Parce que si tu mets jusqu'au bordure, ou jusqu'à la fin,
Il va pas avoir l'espace pour le gras.
mais ça, puis tu vas voir la sauce dans ton four. Parce que ça va, quand ça cuire, ça va faire...
Très bien, boys. Seamus, can I help you over here in this corner here? Beautiful. Okay. Ready. Ready, Freddy.
Alright. Fromage it up.
Fromage.
Just
Are we mixing it? No. Are we mixing it?
It's up to you guys.
Yep.
Doesn't matter to Mom.
We want to.
Tell them what you're
fait
doing.
que nous autres, des fois, on met du fromage orange et du fromage blanc,
Parce
comme
que-
mozzarella, ensemble.
Parce
Des
que-
fois, on fait juste du fromage blanc sur la pizza,
Je
puis
vois.
juste un fromage
Yeah, one.
orange sur l'autre.
Parce que mon frère aime pas la blanc. Alors on les mélange. Okay, is that enough?
Looks delish. onion, peppers. Now we put the pineapple on top of the cheese. Otherwise the cheese tends to slip off. Oh, we've got a bunch of cheese here. Okay.
Ok, puis
La,
maintenant des ananas.
la meilleure.
Pour les tomates,
Tu le
ça
mets
dépend.
après.
Nous autres, on met après quand c'est cuit, puis des fois, des personnes aiment des tomates cuites. Fait que c'est un
Now if you want
choix
your
personnel, mais
If you want your crust to be extra delicious, take a little bit of oil on either a pastry brush or even on your fingers and run the oil along your crust.
Don't do that.
OK, fait que c'est très bonne idée de mettre tes doigts dans un petit bol d'huile, un peu d'huile, puis tu mets sur ta croûte, parce que si tu fais ça quand tu mets dans le four, ça va devenir comme brun, puis ça glisse. C'est glissant quand c'est prêt. C'est juste pour la présentation.
Okay. Ça c'est ça.
Okay, boys, you want to hold those up? Beautiful.
Come over here so they can see.
Okay.
Actually, really heavy.
That's it. How easy was that, you guys?
You did not say how long was it.
Now, we put it in our oven, and I'm not going to tell you how long you're going to bake it for because it depends how crispy you like it. But we like to put it in and we'll take it out when the cheese is golden, brown, bubbly.
Bubbly.
Yep. So it just depends how well done you like your pizza. And we're gonna put one on the middle rack and one on the lower. And we're gonna rotate them in about 6 or 7 minutes, okay?
Fait que le temps que t'as mis ton pizza dans le four, c'est une préférence personnelle parce que chaque personne aime le pizza différent. Fait que nous autres, on va mettre un pizza au milieu, puis un pizza en bas.
Pour 5
puis
minutes.
Après 5-6 minutes,
on
on
va
va changer. Ça, c'est un move TikTok.
And that's it. And that was so easy and doable. Now, I hope everybody who's following along at home makes a really delicious, yummy pizza. Seamus, would you stop that? And I hope you've enjoyed this and found it really helpful and easy. Baking can be a lot of fun and it doesn't have to be all that hard or intimidating.
That's a big head.
Thank you for joining us today. Merci.
Thank you, merci
de
beaucoup.
s'abonner et comme like.
Merci, au revoir.